Victoria's Secret's fashion show takes place every year, and millions of people watch it. From sexy models in lingerie walking down the runway to famous singers entertaining the crowd, the show has it all. But lately, it seems as if they've lost their touch. And from the initial rise they have enjoyed until now, it looks like the company is now not doing so well. What could be the reason? That is exactly what we'll discuss in this video. And let's start with how the company went big in the first place. This brand used to fall under the umbrella of L Brands until August 2021, which used to be known as The Limited. So, it's the 1960s, and Leslie Wexner, a sharp businessman, launches The Limited. His goal? To bring the chic vibes of European and coastal American fashion right to the heartland of America. By 1979, The Limited wasn't so limited anymore. It had expanded to 318 stores nationwide and had gone public. Fast forward to the early 80s, Wexner is strolling through San Francisco when he stumbles upon a curious little lingerie store named Victoria's Secret. Back then, buying lingerie was a completely different ballgame. You had two choices, functional or fancy, and fancy was reserved for those special occasions. This kind of shopping usually happens in the less glamorous corners of department stores. Roy Raymond, the guy who started Victoria's Secret in Palo Alto back in '77, wanted to shake things up. By 1982, he had 5 stores raking in $6 million in sales, but despite these numbers, things were shaky. Raymond designed Victoria's Secret with a male perspective in mind, thinking other men would also buy lingerie for the women in their lives. The stores had this dark, club-like vibe with leather sofas and sultry garments. But it turns out it wasn't hitting the mark. Men weren't really shopping, and the women weren't fans of the choices. So, by 1982, Victoria's Secret was teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Enter Wexner, who saw a golden opportunity to transform lingerie shopping, much like he transformed clothing retail with The Limited. He scooped up Victoria's Secret for about $1 million, a bargain in the grand scheme of things. Wexner's approach totally revamped the lingerie game. He introduced bras that were both supportive and stylish, splashing them with vibrant colors and unique prints. He transformed the store aesthetic too, drawing inspiration from a 19th century English boudoir with softer, more inviting colors. His vision was to create a space that didn't just appeal to the sexiest women in the world, but invited every woman to step into this glamorous, slightly indulgent fantasy. And oh boy, did it take off. The real clincher here was how it resonated with women. For the first time, buying lingerie became an experience, an adventure into luxury that was accessible to any woman looking to add a little spice to her wardrobe. Wexner's strategy not only saved Victoria's Secret from the brink of failure, but also redefined it as a cornerstone in the lingerie industry, making it synonymous with luxury and allure. A lot of its success was because women themselves embraced this new way of buying lingerie. So, it's the 1980s, a dynamic era where big changes are brewing, especially for women. They're stepping into the workforce in droves, suited up in those power suits. But here's a little-known secret. Beneath these crisp suits, many of these trailblazing women were rocking sexy little teddies from Victoria's Secret. It wasn't just about power on the outside, it was also about feeling powerful and sexy underneath. Victoria's Secret really hit the scene at just the right moment. The sexual revolution had already planted the seeds, encouraging women to embrace their own sexiness. Now, with the workplace revolution, they had the disposable income to match. And guess what? They weren't rushing to spend that hard-earned cash on weddings or babies like before. They were delaying those traditional choices. Instead, they were investing in themselves. And yes, that often meant buying bras. By 1986, Victoria's Secret was a phenomenon, with 100 stores across the country, rapidly nibbling away at the market share previously dominated by department stores. By 1995, the brand exploded to 670 stores and was raking in a whopping $1.9 billion in sales. The brand's rise mirrored what was happening culturally. Women were embracing their power, their rights, and their femininity. Victoria's Secret was right there, not just witnessing, but also contributing to this shift. They tapped into the spirit of the times, offering something that resonated deeply with the modern woman. However, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Despite the growing success, the 90s brought its challenges. Victoria's Secret was on a quest for the perfect bra that balanced functionality with beauty. They made a few missteps with products that either compromised the structure for aesthetics or just missed the mark with confusing marketing. But persistence paid off, and in 1999, they struck gold with the Body by Victoria line. Thanks to some savvy consumer insights, this bra was everything women wanted: seamless, padded, and made with luxuriously soft fabric. And it sold like hotcakes. Within just 4 weeks, it outperformed any other line Victoria's Secret had launched, selling more than 2.5 times the usual numbers despite its higher price tag. 6 weeks in, and they were nearly sold out. That success wasn't just a fluke. It marked the beginning of Victoria's Secret's domination in the intimate apparel industry. The momentum was unstoppable. They expanded into cosmetics, fragrances, and in 2004 launched Pink to capture the hearts of younger women with trendy bras, underwear, and loungewear. So, while those power suits symbolized women's strides in the workplace, underneath it all, Victoria's Secret was helping them feel just as powerful on the inside, bridging the gap between public success and personal empowerment. The annual fashion show quickly turned into a television sensation, drawing 12.4 million viewers in 2001 when it premiered on network TV. It catapulted models like Heidi Klum, Gisele Bündchen, Adriana Lima, and Tyra Banks to supermodel status. By 2006, Victoria's Secret accounted for 1/3 of all intimate apparel purchases. In the mid-2000s, Victoria's Secret was flying high under the leadership of Shireen Turney, but by 2010, the brand began to encounter turbulence. Despite a strong start with a 14% growth in same-store sales, it soon slowed, plummeting to just 3% in the following years and only slightly recovering to 5% in 2015. The situation took another hit when CEO Turney unexpectedly stepped down in 2016, prompting Leslie Wexner to take over and make major changes. He restructured the company, laying off 200 employees, and brought in Jan Singer, former head of Spanx, as the new CEO. In a bold move, Victoria's Secret also cut its swimsuit and catalog divisions, despite the swimsuit line generating about $500 million in revenue. The aim was to refocus on core lingerie and expand into athleisure. However, these changes might have been too little too late. The lingerie and athleisure markets had already shifted, with competitors like Aerie, Third Love, and celebrity-driven lines such as Rihanna's Savage x Fenty, Kate Hudson's Fabletics, and Beyoncé's Ivy Park gaining traction by aligning more closely with current consumer preferences. These brands emphasize comfort, inclusivity, and a broader definition of beauty, trends Victoria's Secret missed initially. The brand struggled to adapt as women increasingly preferred comfort over traditional push-up bras, opting instead for softer, less structured bralettes and bodysuits. By the time Victoria's Secret introduced its own versions in 2016, the market was saturated with alternatives that had already captured the audience's heart, particularly among younger consumers. The market had expanded by over 40% from 2013 to 2018, dominated by brands like Lululemon and Nike, known for their stylish yet comfortable athletic wear. Furthermore, there's a growing demand for diversity and representation in fashion. Many consumers feel disconnected from Victoria's Secret's traditional portrayal of beauty, seeking brands that represent a wider variety of body types and backgrounds. This shift in consumer sentiment is a crucial area where Victoria's Secret needs to catch up if it hopes to regain its former glory. Victoria's Secret seems to be stuck in the past, clinging to its angel image that's losing appeal in today's market. Competitors like Ivy Park and Aerie are embracing diversity, with ads featuring icons like Laverne Cox and Iskra Lawrence, challenging traditional beauty standards. Even Rihanna, when launching her lingerie line, pointed out that she's not built like a Victoria's Secret girl. This narrow portrayal has led to significant backlash. especially after Victoria's Secret's CMO suggested that plus-sized and transgender models don't fit their brand fantasy, a comment that stirred up accusations of being outdated and insensitive. He later apologized, hinting at a more inclusive future, but the damage was done. Moreover, in a time when consumers increasingly prioritize ethical practices, Victoria's Secret has been criticized for falling short, with accusations related to unethical labor practices. This isn't just a PR issue, it affects their bottom line. While its sister brand, Bath & Body Works, continues to perform well, Victoria's Secret is struggling. They're trying to make a comeback by reintroducing swimsuits and partnering with high-profile brands and designers. But many wonder if these efforts are too little too late, especially if they don't address the core issues with product and brand image. The clock's ticking for them to make a meaningful change that resonates with today's consumers.